and welcome to Tech with Heart. I am your host, Michelle-Calloway. Tech with Heart is all about empowering entrepreneurs to be successful in today's digital environment. And so in order to be successful in business, you need to use technology, because if you're not using technology, you might as well just close your doors now, because technology is the future, it is the now, and it is the future. And so in order to run your business efficiently, we as business leaders need to be running efficiently, optimizing our own internal operating system. And so with me today, we have a very special guest that's going to talk to us about how we can defragment our own selves as leaders and step into an optimal performance so that our business does rise to the height it's meant to, because we're not in the way. The special guest is Dr. Doug Lehrer, and he is a Master Transformational Healer. He is the founder of called Lehrer School of Energy Medicine Mastery. So welcome to the Tech with Heart stage, Dr. Doug.
Well, thank you, Michelle. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, I'm excited about our topic today because, yes, I see so many business owners struggling with just embracing technologies, and sometimes we don't even realize how much we don't know. And then sometimes it's a matter of how much we don't know how to be an effective leader because of our own limited beliefs. I know you're going to talk about that, but we're also going to address this issue of how 90% of small business owners are very uncomfortable with the whole technology realm, whether it be they don't know what tech to use or who to trust to use. So let's go ahead and start there. Dr. Doug, what can you express to us as far as some of the barriers that you see small business owners struggling with in the realm of technology and mindset?
Absolutely. I mean, there's several things to start with. First of all, when we're in a state of fear or panic about technology or anything, that adds to our level of stress. And so, how many of you feel stressed with tech and learning new things? You see, our system, our brain and nervous system is designed to learn, but it can get shut down, disconnected by a level of stress that's built up through our life. And so defragging that brain and nervous system and upgrading our heart connection, our head brain, heart brain, and our gut brain. We got to get those three brains running together. When that occurs, you're able to take a deep breath in naturally and begin to open up your learning devices and tech becomes a more step-by-step learning process, and then it can go in. Makes sense.
Yes, I actually built Tech with Heart as a movement to try to be a source of its inspiration and enlightenment, and that's why the Tech with Heart show, we love to bring on business experts that do indeed breathe life in systems and strategies and even technologies themselves, into introducing them to our entrepreneurial audience. And then if they really love it and want more, we can actually do workshops. That's kind of like the whole vein of a reason for Tech with Heart Network's existence, and also to focus on how we use that technology to enhance human connection, because we ultimately do business with people and not robots. And so we want to keep humanity at the forefront. But when I stepped into becoming a business leader, I had no idea how much mindset was a player here. And I know you just expressed that, but what are some things that you can express to our business leaders that are listening that can help them start working on that defragmentation and optimization process for their businesses, for them as a leader in their business?
Yeah, what I see, and this is true for my clients, patients that come to me each day with all sorts of problems, from health to relationship to success in business, and then money and all the different blocks that people have. And it's really, the first step is really become really aware of how this mind-body connection works. If you just do this exercise with me right now, I'm going to ask you to do this. I want you to think about a lemon, a yellow, bright yellow lemon. It's cold, it's been in the refrigerator, you're feeling its temperature, you're smelling the skin, and then I want you to cut that lemon in half. and then just take it and kind of just squeeze a little bit and just kind of see the juice kind of burgeoning out of the cells of the lemons, kind of dripping down your arm. If you have a cut, maybe it's burning it right now. And then I just want you to smell that lemon, and then just take the whole lemon and just squeeze that lemon into your mouth. Whole thing. Squirt of juice. And what happened? What did you just experience? You might have tasted a lemon. You might have puckered. You might have felt sour. You might have gone like, oh, lemons, I hate lemons. Or, oh, I love lemons. Or you had some sort of physiological response, and you had an emotional response. When you think about tech, your spouse, your kids, your work, your money, all those things, there is a physiological and emotional response. And this response goes back to something called, we all know what it is because it's how tech works, memory. Memory, right? Tech is a memory program, right? It's all programmed in there and it all remembers how to do its little app thing or its computer thing. And our brain is the same way. And the thing is that everything that's ever happened to you in your life has gone into your subconscious memory. And just like this glass would be your subconscious memory, as you fill it up, it begins to overflow. And then when it's way up here, you're going like, tech, oh my God, how am I going to learn this thing? How am I going to? And the panic sets in because we are wired for fear. It's a survival response. The thing is not to go into the survival response around tech or your family or your business. So when we're all filled up with a lot of stress, that just takes up all the room in your OS, your operating system, and it interferes with your ability to function at a highest level, certainly overriding your heart, where we can really express our truth, express what really matters to us, our purpose through our technology, through our businesses, and to be able to trust our gut. So we just go right into our head and it's panic. So the key is to understand how to access these programs. That's what I do in my work, because I'm literally a master expert at tapping into your OS like a brain hacker, and go in there and also into your energy system, which is your part of your divine energy that actually gives you more and more ideas and concepts to build your business with, and then listen to your heart. So this is all vital. I'm going to turn it back to you to see if that prompts some questions.
You actually did a really great job of painting a picture of what stepping into overwhelm is and how that triggers that physiological response, stress. So that was great. You painted the picture of what frequently happens with business leaders. Frequently, there is a lot on our plates. Many of us small business owners are wearing so many hats. Plus, we're also trying to find that work-life balance. We've got children, husbands, or spouses, I should say, or just significant others that we're trying to make happy so that we're not neglecting them while we're also doing a tremendous job. And there's a lot of passion behind usually why business owners are stepping into the role of being a business owner. It takes a lot to get a business off the ground and be successful. So you've definitely painted the picture of what that frame of mind looks like and how that affects the whole body, spirit, soul, gut. Now, can you share a little bit of what it is when you acknowledge that you're in that state? What can a leader do to try to step or calm that sensation down or that process? Because again, you're the expert. What is this? Some steps that we can do besides taking a deep breath? I know that's a very common one, but go ahead, please share with us.
Well, I am going to address breath, but I'm going to address a certain breath. I mean, ultimately, we want to deprogram the stress. And that way, in my example with the glass, is start lowering it, from brimming here and start taking out the major stressors. We don't always know what those are, but I'm going to talk a little bit about how to identify them as we go along here. But to lower these, so you have more room to learn, more room to breathe, more room to come from a deeper place within yourself that allows you to guide and run your business from the heart, and not from the panic of the survival system of the subconscious memory mind. So breathing in through your nose immediately, slowly, to the count of 4 or 5. So breathing through your nose now. and then hold it right at that 5, the same count. And now slowly control the breath out. Those 5 counts, and then hold it out. 5. And then slowly breathe in again through your nose. Those 4 or 5 counts. And count in your mind. That gets your mind off everything else. You're just counting. And that takes this distraction into the present time consciousness of the now. That's where we need to be. Now, what this does, if you do this cycle 3 or 4 times, which only takes literally a minute, minute and a half, that's going to bring your sympathetic survival system and your relaxation parasympathetic nervous system into homeostasis. And now we're at a more neutral zone in the middle, in the moment. Obviously, we want to deprogram the automaticity, the automatic responses that are part of that fragmentation. But at least this will kind of get you in more even ground. Another thing you can do, if you'd like a second one, or should we hold back and talk about something else, or should I go right into another one?
That breathing exercise was very helpful. If the next one is pretty simple too,
it's very. I
want them to walk away with some tools, because it's so great to be aware. First and foremost, you can't address something you're not even aware of, and then secondly, give them some tools, and then we'll go ahead and talk about why this is all so incredibly important in order to grow your business. So
the next one is this. It's very simple. Understand, you are an energy being, having a physical, human, and material existence. Our computer, our tech is the material existence, our family, money, work, all that's that material world. And then we have a material body that we live in. This is our main operating system that determines everything else that happens in our life. So our health, our physical, our mental, emotional, and energetic or spiritual health is vital. And all of those really need to be addressed simultaneously. And I'll go into that in just a moment. But what I wanted to do, I had my hands up here because your hands have an energy signal. You know that when you touch somebody and they say, oh, they feel really good, or they like your touch, or you handshake with somebody and go, ooh, negative energy. Kind of wash it off, get it off of me here, right? So you have this energy. And this is your energy. And literally you've heard of a southpaw, like in baseball, you pitch that ball, he's a southpaw. South is your left hand. Literally, south energy is in your palm and in your middle finger, and then the finger to the side. And then there's some north energy in there, but it's south primarily. Your other hand, obviously, going to be the opposite. It's going to be north. So what we want to do is we want to reboot our brain. A simple way to reboot your brain is you take your hand. I have a good head for examples here. Put your hand where the fingers meet right there. That's right in the center, and you just hold it there until you feel. I already felt the shift, and then you switch and go to the other one with the other energy until you feel the shift. That's all it takes for me. It might take a little longer for you, but I'm pretty balanced. So, and I do these things in my advanced techniques every day. And you want to do it at least 2 times with each hand. So I just did it. And that'll help your brain come back into, again, more present time consciousness and kind of defrag it for the moment. And now you can come back and do this between the breathing and this, and you can do them together. That's going to help a whole lot. And you can do it as often as you can. I have other exercises I have people do. It's hard to do on a computer screen in this Zoom fashion, Facebook. But the best thing, of course, is dealing with the major stressors that have short-circuited and put your brain and nervous system into that state of survival automatically 24/7. And we can do some exercises to become aware of that. In my book that I'm just completing on soul to cell healing, it goes into discover the cause. So you can address the major causes. And I help people because they don't always know what it is, or they think they've dealt with it, but they've always missed something. We have, because it's a lengthy and intense process to get all the aspects of the stress cleared. And you want to make sure it's cleared on all 3 levels. At the physical cellular level, the subconscious mind level, and the soul energy level. Unless you get all three, then it comes back. And that's why, you go and I have some background as a chiropractor, get your back adjusted, then it goes out again. Or you go to the acupuncturist, and I have a background in that, you put the needles in and you feel better, but then those meridians pop out again. That's because the subconscious programming has you go back into that state, and that's what's running you. Just like if you have a virus in your computer, what do you got to do to make your computer run properly? You got to get rid of the virus. And the virus is the negativity in your own mind. And a lot of us, especially entrepreneurs, we've got to be positive. We're just moving forward. But we got to be real, that we do have a past, and we do have wins and losses. We do have failures, things that we took deeply, things that really hurt us. The obvious things are like parents' divorce, or they're fighting, or not feeling good enough, or a teacher giving us a B- when we're an A student. To me, a B- is like an F to a C student. I mean, it's like, oh my God, and we put these pressures and things on us, and we have our own way that we operate. My thing that made me really good is being a perfectionist, because I want to really help people and do things in a way that really works. And then the other side of it, all the stress to do perfect, and what does that even mean? And by whose standard perfect? So just give you an idea. And that little major program that most everyone has is, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough, smart enough, pretty enough. And these things are all operating in the back, like all those windows up on your computer that slow everything down. And so the more we can take those, not just get them off of our screen, but literally dissolved, so they're not even a part of this computer thing here, right? It's out, then we begin to heal. And I help people with chronic and terminal illness, chronic and terminal and acute pain syndromes and injuries, and it's all reprogramming this, and boom, the energies flow back, and we heal serious illness, chronic illness. And people fly in from all over the world to see me for those things, but I love helping people be their very best self, their truest self, and connect to their heart. Blah, blah. I'm going to turn it back to you.
Being able to do business online is crucial for survival, especially during times of social distancing. So how do you survive and thrive in the sea of digital noise? It's a lot like fishing. You need to know who your perfect customer is so that you could use the right kind of lure to attract them. We help you catch your perfect customer and retain them for future sales through highly converting websites, influencer mobile apps, getting you featured in the news and on TV. Hi, my name is Jerry Bowden, U.S. Army veteran and president of Revealio Software Solutions. Our goal is to help you rise above the competition, be seen as an expert authority in your industry, and embrace technology to stay competitive for long-term success. It's more affordable than you may think. So reach out to us at revealio.com, and together we will make your business come alive.
I think that it's what you're saying. It's such truth. But there are a lot of entrepreneurs and just small business owners who've just never even dabbled into trying to even consider that there's something going on a subconscious level, like you're saying, the past pains, hurts, issues with abandonment, non-forgiveness. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And I think what I would like to ask you to talk about briefly is the need to align as spiritual and physical and emotional and, the physiology within ourselves. We're so complex. The humans are designed and created in God's image, and we are meant to have that spiritual connection, and your beliefs end up having such a huge influence on your thoughts, and your thoughts have such a huge influence on your behaviors, and it just goes on, and just not a lot of people stop and think about that whole process. So alignment, can we talk briefly about the need to be aligned in the whole body sense, and what does that look like?
Absolutely. In fact, I just want to just commend you. What you just said is perfect. And if you can listen to this video again, what Michelle just said is so right on. We really, this is the most important thing you can do in your life, is to look at what she just said, because that's what I do in practice for real with people. It used to be considered 10, 20, 30, 50 years ago, woo-woo, but now we call it neuroscience. proven in the scientist lab how brain and brain cells and how those things operate and how our thoughts and feelings literally change our DNA, change our genetics. And if you change those beliefs, which are thoughts mixed with a feeling state, and then that creates this belief, and this ends up being the operating system and we have thousands of beliefs we don't even know. That's why my process is so amazing in what I do with soul to self healing, because I'm able to get the subconscious to bring up the pattern, bring up the program. And, just like DOS, 001100, all those, that's how it is in the brain. And I'm able to decode that. And literally in a few minutes, maybe a dozen or 30 or 50 beliefs that we don't even know what they were, but they were running us. Those are gone permanently from all three levels. You got to get out of the cell memory, the subconscious memory, and the soul memory, and simultaneously, and then boom. So again, readdress that a question to me so I can
So just to keep on time, we just need to talk about the alignment of spiritual with mental and emotional, like
Right.
to be centered. What exactly from your perspective does it mean to be aligned and centered with all aspects of you?
Right. So the mind is the thing that interferes with our higher soul energy to flow through us. So the more that we can dissolve what's in our way, and that subconscious, as I was talking about, that begins to integrate energy medicine with the way that I perform it. Really gets you to be in resonance, the cell resonance in resonance with the soul resonance, and then the mind friction, the fragmentation in here keeps this from reconnecting. So the more we can dissolve the past and the programming at those three levels, then we can get the cells to resonate with the soul. And that's what I call my technique that I teach practitioners and doctors around the world: cellular resonance, getting the cells to resonate with the soul. And so it's all about resonance. And that's deep science based in quantum physics and neuroscience and epigenetics, how the programming sticks to the cells. And remember, we're programmed from the womb to age 7 by our mother's thoughts and feelings, by our parents' energy and our family's energy in that container that you grew up in. I know a lot of people go, wow, I had a really great childhood. That doesn't matter as far as programming. They still might have worried about money or about, the neighbor who's, peaches keep on falling in the yard and messing up, your new patio or whatever it is. Excuse me, those stresses, and those pass on to us, their thoughts, their feelings, beliefs, and generationally. So I have people who are operating from the Depression, that 1930s thing, or from different wars, or from Vietnam, and that's their family's issues, but they come into them. I have people who, come from backgrounds of the Holocaust or the Armenian Holocaust or American slavery. All these type of things pass on through us, and we're operating off old programs. And those are really taking us out from getting this mind, body, soul connection really in. And then
so, Dr. Doug, what you're expressing as far as the dissonance, I think that's really great. What is a typical process if let's just say somebody's just really kind of got jammed up during the pandemic, right? There was so much kind of traumatic experiences for a lot of people because they've never went through anything like that before. So what kind of time frame do you believe that you could take somebody from such dissonance to where they're not allowing they're blocking, they're basically getting in their own way of seeing success? What is the typical timeline for you to work with somebody that's not gone through war, but they've just recently, maybe as a business, have experienced tremendous loss? Maybe they thought they were going to lose their business, but they didn't. Maybe their spouse lost a job. So some of that kind of stuff.
Fabulous question. And I usually tell people this: give me a day and I'll change your entire life. Your whole
I was
reality.
hoping you would say that. So here's my recommendation. If you're listening, please don't disregard what we're talking about here. Just as much as a computer needs to be cleared of malware and bugs and as hackers continually try and get in there and try and break things, and in system updates need to keep happening to try and keep your system protected. Just acknowledge the fact that you are a complex human being. Now you're stepping into a complex role of being a business leader. You are a spiritual being, a physical being, and you have emotions, you have, mental capacities, there's knowledge levels. There's so many different variables here that you, in order to be seeing success the fastest, you need to clear all those pathways so that everything is just gelling. And I do recommend you at least spend some time with somebody like Dr. Doug to help you clear all of that up so everything's running in agreement with one another, just flowing. There's so many aspects to running a successful business. That is my recommendation. Dr. Doug, how can somebody reach out to you?
Yes, they could reach out to me, one on my website, which is Dr. Doug Lehrer. My last name is spelled Lehrer, like the famous comedian, Uncle Tom Lehrer. And I grew up here in Hollywood, and everyone always asks me, are you related to Tom Lehrer? And then Jim Lehrer of the McNeil-Lehrer Report on CNN, same spelling, Lehrer, means teacher or healer in the Germanic language. So drdouglayer.com. On there, I have also a free set of videos that go deeper into the 7 basic causes of pain and illness and interference in your brain. And I also have, it's just going to be offered for a short time because I'm rewriting it for a publisher into a longer version, but there's a free ebook right now, and it has these exercises and more in that book. So Michelle asked me, how can and what more can we do? I can't give you all the things here in our format today in a few minutes together, but there's more in that book that'll help you get on the right road, help you kind of figure out a little bit what might be causing some of your problems that interfere with learning tech and being in business, and then be more successful and going to the next level of success and the next level of health. Because health, happiness, and success all come from the same place. This is so important. We think it's things that we do externally. And yes, exercise and the right diet and pure water and pure air, hard to get on any of those things these days, but those things to put in our body are important. But the number one thing is our thoughts, our thinking, our beliefs, and what we feel and think about ourselves, who we think we are. Because most people, we search through business, but we have our insecurities and we don't feel safe, or we feel threatened with certain things that trigger us. And really clearing all those triggers will change your entire business life. I literally have business people come in to see me, and I've seen their businesses literally in a year double. I have one businessman, he was at 4.5 million, and he was actually over 10 million by the end of the year. In the meantime, he was able to quit smoking, lose 30 pounds, attract a wonderful relationship into his life for the first time at age 40, and many more things. He says, I can't even explain how many things changed in my life working with you. Now, he spent more than a day with me, more than 8 hours of work with me, because it was over a year. But the initial 8 hours set him in a whole new path in life and start changing his health and his happiness. So yeah, every illness, every pain has a big stress behind it. Just know that there's a thought behind it all, and figuring it and nailing it exactly what it is. That's what I'm able to do, like, every time. So
you heard it here. You heard it here, folks. Go to drdouglayer.com. Check him out. Reach out to him. He's a great guy. I highly recommend him. And if you're tuning in today and you would like to be interviewed on the Tech with Heart show because you are a business expert in your industry and you have valuable insights about technologies or systems or strategies that will really help empower an entrepreneur or small business owner move that needle and be competitive in today's digital environment, reach out to us at techwithheartnetwork.com. We want to hear from you. And if you're just an entrepreneur who wants to grow alongside other innovative but yet heart-centered entrepreneurs, welcome. Come join us in our community, techwithheartnetwork.com. Here's to your success.